Welcome back to another video where I try to be funny and you guys question my sanity and I get the attention of people that don't even care. Now that's sad. Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, before I even start this video, if you hear any boiling sounds in the background, I am boiling beans, frijoles. So I'm sorry if you hear bubbles. I don't even know if you can hear it, but anyways, without wasting any of your time, let's get started with the video. If you haven't read the title, I'm going to be talking about two cases that happened during the last time there was a full moon on Friday the 13th, and unfortunately they're very sad cases, but I feel like they should not be ignored. I feel like if anything they should be talked about, because if you keep something in the dark, especially something as sad as this, there will never be light that will come to this. So we are going to be talking about those two cases. But before we get started, how I even came up with this video is I was on the toilet, doing my business, and I was doing my research for these videos. I found out that the reason why they call it the harvest moon is because farmers usually, like most of the time, use the moon as a source of light. And of course they call it the harvest moon because the moon is at its fullest. It is a full moon, and it is the perfect time to for farmers, to do their farmer stuff, crop, their corn, whatever, during the full moon. So it's actually perfect timing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's like literally the only thing. Oh yeah, fun fact. The last time there was a harvest moon, it was of course October 13th, but it was 2000. Literally a couple days before I was born. And then another fun fact, the next time there's gonna be a harvest moon is gonna be, let me see, I wrote in my notes here, August 13th, 2049. So another fun fact about me, my age, I go by the year. So if it's gonna be 2049, I'm either gonna be 48 or 49. But yeah, this is a pretty big deal. So yeah, anyways, let's get started with the two cases that I have to share for you. So on October 12th, of course, Friday the 13th, FBI investigators arrived in Yemen to begin investigating the USS Cole explosion, which had occurred the day before, Friday the 13th. Two suicide bombers detonated a small motorboat full of explosives next to the Navy's destroyer as it refueled, blowing a 40-foot wide hole in the side of the ship and killing 17 crew members. Though Al-Qaeda took responsibility for the bombing, most Americans remain unfamiliar with Osama bin Laden's terrorist group until the September 11th attacks 11 months later. Now, it's very short, very brief, but it's very unfortunate, in today's society, these things happen, terrorist attacks and stuff, and like, it's unfortunate, but most of the time this happens, Americans, they post about, oh, remember 9/11, remember this and that. But literally, like, right after they post that memory of 9/11, like, oh, remember, never forget, their next post is literally about their dog or their cat or a family member, like, oh, happy birthday, Sharon, whatever, But that just proves and shows that, like, believe it or not, like, obviously not everyone, but most people today are so used to that they're just like, oh, remember 9/11, and then literally their next post is about their dog or whatever. So very unfortunate that these things happen, and I know it's a very sensitive thing to talk about, but if we just not talk about it, this stuff like this will happen. But if we talk, of course, remember, but also talk about these things, it might bring us closer together and might actually end most of the tragedy that's happening in America today. But anyways, on to the next case. Alright, you guys, now this next story is literally like a scary movie, and like a scary movie, this happened, it says here, okay, yeah, this literally happened the day of the harvest moon and Friday the 13th, so this is literally like a horror movie come to life. And as you'd expect from a horror movie, this is a murder case, so let's talk about it. Jonathan Andrews sat down with Larry King to discuss the horrific murder of his wife, Theresa Andrews. Late in September of 2000, a pregnant Andrews was shot and killed by her Cleveland-era neighbor, Michelle Bicca. Becca then cut Andrews' son out of her body and tried to pass the baby off as her own. When the police began to suspect that Becca was responsible for the murder, she committed suicide, and the little boy Oscar was found and returned to his father, which he said, and I quote, "It's the worst and the best thing that ever happened to me was on the same day, so it's very bittersweet," Andrews told King. But yeah, very sad and unfortunate case, and I don't really have that much like to talk about this, what happened and stuff, but like I researched and I did my best to like find out what happened and her reason to it, but my notes, it just says that she just kidnapped her friend and cut the baby open, or her stomach open, and took out the baby and tried to like be like, oh, this is my son. But anyways, those are two things that happened last time there was a harvest moon on Friday the 13th. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys weren't too like, ooh, shocked, and shook by this, But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Alright, goodbye guys.